Fear is the real virus. That's what we need to understand, folks. They said the Black Death was back. Bubonic Plague in the UK. You probably saw the headlines, and if you didn't, don't worry. It wasn't real. False alarm. A data mix-up. That's all. But do you know what was real? The panic. The clicks. The way fear spread faster than the truth. Because fear sells. It's louder than facts, it's cheaper than compassion, and it works. They shouted plague before they whispered mistake. And while everyone was arguing about rats and ancient diseases, real people were still trying to heat their homes, still waiting for therapy, still watching their carers break down, still being ignored. But that doesn't make a headline, does it? You want to talk about illness? Let's talk about grief that never got processed, about moms with nothing left to give, about kids growing up faster than their bodies, about the NHS warning people not to expect help unless they're dying, about thousands of families being crushed under the pressure of just surviving. That's the plague, the one we live with every day. The Black Death isn't coming back, but the fear, the distraction, that's here to stay unless we stop falling for it. Unless we start asking better questions like, who benefits when we're scared? Who profits when we're divided? And what would happen if we stopped letting fear run the show and started focusing on each other? No, the plague isn't back. But if they keep ignoring poverty, pain, and people like us, something worse might be. Let's be clear about this. The media panic we've seen is nothing new. It's a well-oiled machine designed to keep us on edge, to keep us clicking, to keep us glued to our screens. But we're better than that. We're stronger than that. Remember, every time they try to scare us with a new threat, a new crisis, we have the power to pause, to think, to question. Are we really in danger, or are we being manipulated? Is this information helping us, or is it just feeding our anxieties? We need to be the voice of reason in a world that's gone mad with fear-mongering. We need to be the calm in the storm, the clarity in the chaos. Because when we give in to fear, we give away our power. We let others control our thoughts, our actions, our lives. But here's the thing, we don't have to. We can choose to stay strong, to stay focused on what really matters, on our families, our communities, our real, everyday challenges. These are the things that deserve our attention, our energy, our passion. And let me tell you, there's something incredibly motivating about standing up to fear, about refusing to be swayed by sensationalism. It's like flexing a muscle you didn't know you had. The more you do it, the stronger you get. So the next time you see a headline screaming about the next big threat, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this real? Is this helpful? Or is this just another attempt to keep me scared and distracted? Because here's the truth, the real threats, the real challenges we face, they're not going to be solved by panic. They're going to be solved by people, by us, by communities coming together, supporting each other, demanding better from our leaders and our systems. That's where our focus needs to be. Not on phantom plagues, but on the very real issues that affect our lives every day. On creating a society where people don't have to choose between eating and eating. Where mental health support is readily available. Where our healthcare system can actually care for people, not just barely keep them alive. These are the battles worth fighting. And trust me, when we start focusing on these real issues, when we start working together to solve them, that's when things get addictive. That's when we start to feel our own power, our own ability to make change. So let's make a pact right here, right now. Let's be done with fear-based headlines. Let's be done with letting others dictate what we should be afraid of. Let's be ready for something real, something that actually matters. Because the truth is, we're stronger than any virus, real or imagined. We're more resilient than any plague. And when we stand together, when we focus on what truly matters, there's nothing we can't overcome. Remember, the voice of reason is strong, clear, and calm. And that voice, it's ours. Let's use it. Let's be the change we want to see. Because if we don't, who will?